Good morning, very early video. Based on the thoughts and experiences, I recently had reflections about narcissistic abuse and narcissism. So, why is narcissism the gatekeeper for those people who have encountered this special form of mental and physical abuse, whether it's narcissist, psychopath, borderliner, I don't care. I'm talking about desperate people, delusional people, deeply traumatized people, people that have abandoned their human nature and live as parasitic predators that reveal themselves through their behavior, not through their words, not through the image they try to project, but through the realities they create. And yes, I can distinct them to a degree, but it's the job of psychiatrists to discern the subtle differences between them. So I'm talking about people who lost the connection to what life really means, in a primitive sense. The connection to nature, to what makes a human being a human being. I'm also talking about love, and yes, maternal love is the first love that a human being experiences from another human being. But I'm talking about something that is beyond it, a concept that not everybody can grasp. Not everybody carries inside. It's like if the self-abandonment I speak of that creates these predatory people it means to abandon this love probably inside and create this pursuit of supply that leads to manipulative, predatory and parasitic behavior. And what follows are narratives to support the behavior, to camouflage it, to justify it. And what they do to do this is a very elaborate mixture of victimhood mentality, grandiose delusional fantasy, rationalization, and confabulation, and many, many more ingredients. Yeah. So, why is the gatekeeper for people who went through the experience and the education and the awareness about this, in the first moment, disturbing fact that these people walk amongst us, right? Like, there is a dead man walking, it's dead people walking, it's people who lost connection to their own emotional world, people who drifted away into malignant fantasies, people who gave up on their own life and therefore try to consume, mimic, and live off the life of other people. It's disturbing to get to know about this, to witness this, and to study this in order to learn how to deal with it. Okay, so now why is narcissism the gatekeeper for people who experience this? The reason is because, as I said in many videos before this video, narcissism is a natural part of the human development. It is part of individuation, separation from mother in childhood, and it needs to be integrated in a personality that that is completed. It's a part of it. It's a necessary part of us, and when we fall prey to these people, it can be a combination. It mean they like to triangulate. If they need support, then they can make good teams. Like, I made videos about this as well. Like, cat people are like psychopaths, and grin people are narcissists, which means there is one person that is detached from everything, from emotions and feelings, and very goal-oriented, a psychopath, and a person that is living in a fantasy and only acts based on that fantasy, which is a narcissist. And these teams, they are very effective together. So what they do is they use knowledge about psychology, or in case of a psychopath, it can be really like conscious knowledge. But what they do is, in other words, they use your own nature against you, your moral education, how your parents raised you, what your parents told you about good and evil, right or wrong, and also the natural given narcissistic defense mechanisms that every human being has. In other words, they know that you're a good person, and as long as you stay a good and agreeable person, they can prey on you. But if you turn around and you want to stand up for yourself, this in itself, aggression, externalized or internalized, whatever, is a primitive reaction and is connected to narcissism, actually. It's not a surprise, right? And in other words, we are kind of separated from our narcissism when we're a good person. But in order to get through in life, especially when we deal with these dead people walking, people who don't really contribute or are able to build something or to feel anything inside, so you're surrounded by dead people without knowing. You must show parts of this as well. I mean, you have to kind of give them their own medicine to taste. Otherwise, they just use you further. or ignore you, whatever. So this is why it's the gatekeeper. You're separated from your narcissism when you're a good person, and then you get abused and parasitically infiltrated by a malignant fungus, a cancer, an infectious fantasy, a narcissist, possibly a psychopath, maybe both in a triangulative manner. And if you stand up against them all, then you're an aggressor and a narcissist. And when you then educate yourself about this, you will start to be kind of afraid, or you will reject narcissism because it's so primitive, it's so shockingly shameless, it's so ridiculous, it's so... I could go on, I think you know what I mean. It's something that is not desirable, and it's ridiculous, shameful, primitive, and is not promising anything good could come from this, ever. But at the same time, we need part of this to embody it in ourselves. This is why it's the gatekeeper. It's because we already did not have it integrated in a complete way in our personality. They used that against us. And when they display this, because they are controlled by this, a narcissist has not healthy narcissism. A narcissist is nothing but narcissistic defenses and a malignant fantasy. When we get to know it this way, of course we reject it. It becomes literally like a bad object, like a bad introject. Okay? But we have to integrate it into our personality to really heal. This is why it's the gatekeeper. It is like we get to know the worst of the worst. While I would say, I don't want to rate these things. I mean, psychopathy is different, but colder. I mean, it's goal-oriented, it's cold, it's completely detached. It's a mechanical person that is goal-oriented, like an artificial intelligence, rather. And again, the narcissism is rather this super infectious, contagious, stanchy, shameless and shameful at the same time. Fantastic delusion. A person that comes with the most insane idea, brings nothing to the table, and presents it as the remedy for everything. And you're like, what is happening here? Yeah. So this is why everything in ourselves rejects it. But we need to understand that we're not the same, and we have to take out something out of that to become resilient enough. And it's like an immunity system against these people. Yeah. And also I've realized that I believe secretly a lot of them try to kind of heal, or I think they have these fantasies of being reborn, and narcissists have this a special form of fascination with very young children. I think it's because it wakes up their dream, the idea that they could become living people again, that they could connect back to to the moment where they sacrificed their true self and so on. Yeah. These people have given up on themselves and live in this delusion. This is where they shapeshift and consume and live off what they think other people are. I mean, they introject the person that they admire secretly, and admiration is jealousy, and love is hate with them, and then they want to become this person because they really run away of what they really are. They are constantly running away from what they really are. This is where they constantly invest a lot of energy on false narrations and constantly have to shape their own identity, which is an insane thing to do, and reinvent it and find strategies how to get through in avoidant, covert ways. And all the narration, everything just serves these narcissistic cult leaders and everybody around suffers secretly. Yes. It's the gatekeeper.